Hey everyone, welcome. Very late stream for me, but I'm kind of half awake because I slept this evening, which was very bad of me to do because I've been doing fencing for the last 2 weeks or so, or trenching and block laying, and I just passed out this evening. Treated myself to a pizza, and then went, and then woke up at around about 9 o'clock. So I was like, whoops. Anyway, so I better get some work done since I've slacked off doing work. And we have a board that came out of a roach infested machine, and I've already washed the bottom plate and I've washed the board. It was so bad I just couldn't. Yeah, you can see all the dregs and stuff like that in there. This isn't too bad. Yeah, like all along there, it's everywhere. But I couldn't work on the board in that state. My body couldn't handle it. I actually also pre-washed the board in the sink with just a brush and everything before I put it into the ultrasonic because I didn't want my ultrasonic cleaning solution being contaminated by all this. Yeah, plenty of yuck, yuck, yuck. Alright, here we got here. Budger, John Culver. Yes, very nice stream. Raj, good to see you there. Miles, John L, Christian, Pedro. Be gone. Alright. Hey, Sutterbridge. Hey, Gear's here. Hello, Gear. Good to see you. Now, I plugged this in, and this is after the ultrasonic, by the way. So, the picture you see on the thumbnail was pre-ultrasonic, obviously. This is post-ultrasonic, and it's come up pretty good. But I have a backlight issue. Like, I put this into the case, one of my own test cases, and I get no backlight. So we're just going to go through, do the usual backlight diagnostics, jibbity jabber. Okay, I'll bring up the board view and schematic. It's always nice to have ourselves a 1466. Assuming it's one of the recent ones. Let's see, 820165. Wow, I don't even have the board view up on my recently opened list. It's okay. Okay, so what we're going to look for. So we have the backlight circuit down here. So first thing we're going to do is check the diode modes. It's either going to, most cases, it's the chip or the, what the hell is wrong with, why is that there? What are you doing there? You shouldn't be there, and you shouldn't be there. Gotcha. Let's see if we go to quad view. Not really a view you want to see. Oh well. Focus on that side and that side. Hey Draco, good to see you. And Neo, and Toby. Yeah, focus on the other two sides and see if I can get quad view up concurrently. So we're going to do diode mode. Yeah, maybe we can zoom out a bit. That's it. This is as far back as it goes. I'm sorry, folks. Sasquatch. I heard that. So what do we want? 0.5 or so. And what do we got? 5.9, so that's pretty acceptable. And what about... So that's to there, yep. And then we go over here. These 2 points are cheating points. See there? Five nine. And then this is actually the backlight feedback. Let's see what we got for that. You got to sort of dig in under there. So that's all good too. All the diode mode values pretty good there. Honestly, what do you reckon? Should we just... Oh, yeah, that's really not the sort of thing you want to be waiting on at all. I'm sorry to hear that. That's, yeah, that's, why are you here? I suppose being here is better than waiting and doing nothing, right? I would say, may as well just replace it. I mean, what's the worst? Is the fuse going? That's a good question. Is the fuse good? Hey, Gary Hampson. What happened PM Sleep S4L? We're not touching that yet, thankfully. Okay, continuity mode. Fuse is disappointingly good. Check these legs. And those legs seem fine. Pins seem fine. So we've got continuity from all the way across. So either the board isn't being signaled to power up. If we do have some corrosion here, there was lots and lots of roach poop over here. Let's have an angled in look. But none of this should really be afflicting it. And I know it's not the DC in board falsely saying the lid is down. It's not to say that it still doesn't think the lid is down, but it's not the DC in board at least. All the pads seem okay on this. In a rapid situation, what we're going clock chip could. That cap could do to be replaced. That's a very critical cap, and there's a hidden veer under that pad. The chip seems okay. It looks like it was just the corners that got messed up, but the actual copper portions that go into the chip, they seem fine. That one, not so much. Oof, that got close. And of course Solderbridge wants a reball of the SMC. How classic. Messaging coming through. Alright, what's the vote on what we want to do? Do we just go the standard business technique and replace the controller for the backlight, test that? Or do we want to stuff around and pretend we're a smart technician and try to actually diagnose things? Here we go. Pedro's going to replace the driver. He doesn't believe in stuffing around. Hey Yeti, welcome. Yeah, Miles is LP8550. Yeah. Now, of course, if I replace that, I'm going to replacing that with one that's got stepped response rather than the gradient response, but that's okay. I don't think really anybody notices. It's too late, Pedro. You're already showing your true colors. You're an animal. I'm not going to reprogram it. Well, I'll leave that to someone else to reprogram it. Yeah, unfortunately that does tend to happen. It sort of happened with my father as well. But to be fair, when I saw him prior to them giving diagnosis, I wasn't, they said, 3 to 6 months, and I was like, I'd be lucky to make 3 weeks, and yeah, unfortunately it was 4 weeks. So yeah, it is the way it goes. Why are you constantly out of focus? Yeah, Pianov's got a video on sorting that out. But of course the thing is, do we even bother? Alright, let's just go. We're just doing a driver replace. Oh, someone's got the wrong nozzle on. Someone's been cheating with iPhones. Actually, in this case, it was an iPad. Whew, yeah, she's hot. Hot, hot, hot. Okay. Yeah, let's try that with a proper size nozzle for MacBooks. Now, this is actually going against my standard policy, which is do not replace parts that do not have some kind of indication that there is actually a fault with them, like a bit of corrosion, a bit of damage, discoloration, anything like that. Whereas this driver looks basically perfectly good. But the only reason why I'm violating that policy in this particular instance is because it's not unusual for the LP8550 to take a hike. I mean, I could well be wrong, could be the MOSFET, could be something else, but in this particular case, just going through the motions of replacing things is pretty normal. I got a vibration on the board. Come here, where are you coming from? Okay, that's better. The other thing is that replacing an LP8550, it's a very sort of safe process, so to speak. Yeah, let's hope I don't regret those words, by the way. Yeah, it's not like I'm risking the board or anything like that in doing this process. Whereas, say, with the iPad that I was working on, I had to sit there and think long and hard. Do I really want to remove the part, or am I sure it's faulty? Things like that. It's a bit more like a game of chess against, someone who knows what they're doing. So you don't want to be too cavalier with your moves. Hey, Defcom. Yeah, there was no way I wasn't going to ultrasonic this board before I worked on it. It was truly vile. The smell alone, and then it would have, just the smell as it was bad enough. And then it would have become profoundly worse as we hit it with the hot air. Oh yeah, nice. Smear, let's smear that flux around. Oh yeah. Yeah, those pads look pretty good. So Pedro lost that one. Let's get ourselves a nice new stepped response LP8550. And naturally we forget which orientation it is, so thank goodness we have the schematics. The schematics say pin 1 is up towards the notch. Or I should say the board view rather. So like that. Itty bitty amount of flux. Oh man, so many of those hairs. Jason-Vilma levels of flux, not Rossmann copious quantities flux. Those chips actually take quite a lot of heat to get to sit back down. A little bit of random ball sizes there. I think I might give it a little more heat, get them to sit better. Oh, maybe I'll just leave them be. Alright, let's stick that in the cooler. Let's get our chassis, which is dusty, but at least it's not roach ridden. Yeah, it should be cool enough. Don't need the extractor on. Let's see. Actually, I want to put a boot stick in there. Actually, I don't need to. I'll just hold down the Alt key. The Option key. It will do the job for me anyway. Alright, now where is my MagSafe 2 cable? Hey, Teresa. So, MagSafe 2. Oops. You guys asleep on the job. Crossflex isn't installed. There we go. Still could have worked, but wouldn't have worked as well. Let's see, Option key. Plugged in, Option key. Nope. Okay, so it wasn't it's not the driver. Well, I blame Pedro for that. Okay. Now we have to actually work on stuff. And naturally you can't see. So, first thing we're going to do is find out what voltage is it actually putting out. And from that we can potentially ascertain what's going on. Yeah, it would kind of help if you were in focus and not zoomed in like a madman there, Paul. Alright, that's not looking so crash hot. Am I actually booted? 2.23, that's pretty sucky. Okay, 8.5, 8.5. We could have I'm gonna guess maybe we've got a bad MOSFET. Alright, so this is the MOSFET that I'm talking about. So we've got 8.5 up to here. There are other things like backlight enable. Actually, probably should check that. LCD backlight enable L. Yeah, we're gonna have to have quad view here again. I'm sorry, everybody. You're gonna have to suffer. I will fix it up one day, maybe not. So, alright, we don't have anything on there. It's interesting. Unless it's been enabled. So we'll check for this here, Q7707, pin 5. So there. Try not to short the caps, don't want big bangs. Okay, we are being given an enable there, see the 3.3 volts. So the system is saying turn on. So let's see, backlight enable division 3, pin 3 on this. Not exactly sure what voltage. We've got 3, no, 8 coming in here. 300, 400, so around about 2 or 3 volts we should see on pin 3. Pin 3, yep. 2 or 3 volts. 8.4. That doesn't make sense. Zero there. 7789. We've got 0 down here, which tells me that that is conducting. Or is it? Hey, Electro Rep. Over 2141 keeps starting every few minutes. Does it boot properly and then restart? Hey, David, back up that thing before anything else. Okay, so these are both N channels, so we do need them to rise up. Are you able to put the 2141 into target disk mode, back up all the data, or does it also do the 3-minute restart in target disk mode? Pin 2, 7707. Okay. Let's see what pin 2 is on this. And that's also good. Okay, so both these enable lines, so to speak, or platform reset, they're good. But I don't know why this is showing 8 volts if this is 8 volts. That makes no sense unless one of the dividers has gone really high or disconnected. So 8.5. 8.4. That makes sense. 8.5. 8.4. That really doesn't make any sense. It's like one of the resistors is high or something. Doesn't stay even on target disk mode. So as you can see, you've got 450k total here, and you've got 8. So let's call it 3 and 1. So it should be 6 volt drop there, 1 volt drop, 2 volt there. So this line should be around about 2 volts, but instead we're seeing 8, which makes no sense. Now there's a couple possibilities. There's a short in there. This cap is shorted, or that resistor has gone ballistically high. Well, let's see, that's that cap there. I guess we can measure that for a short anyway. Just disconnect the power. Yeah, definitely. Well, that was an interesting value though. So being 301k there, we want basically 301 or less. And we're massively less. And this here is 147, so we want 147 or less. And we've got an open circuit there? Seriously? That's interesting. Have I got the right resistor? You shouldn't laugh, but 7789, 7789. Okay, yeah, we're showing open circuit there on that resistor. That doesn't... Oh no, now we got... No, this definitely keeps going open. It doesn't matter what else is on that circuit across that resistor. We basically should not be able to go above 147. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to swivel off that resistor and see what its real value is. Oh, I just realized, god damn it, I was in continuity mode, not resistance, that's why. Yeah, DEFCON, this is a known good chassis. That's why I know that it's a fault with the backlight. Okay. Right, yeah, okay, we're back. That's why I was going crazy, because it was in continuity mode, which sort of maxes out after a couple of K. Alright, so 147 seems okay. This one here, which should be 301, is suspiciously low. See, that's only 1.68k. So we've only got 1.68 across here. That's very weird. So it's either... Yeah, could be the cap, could be 7706. Yep. Anyone want to take a bet on which one? Cap or MOSFET? This is 7706 that we're talking about, which is the big SOT 236, which had the corrosion around it, which is kind of me giving it away a little bit. Okay, so it's either that or that. What the hell, MOSFET? What the hell? You can't say MOSFET cap. It's like, it's one or the other. MOSFET or cap. What you gonna pick? Can't cheat and say both. Hey, Maroto. Good to see you. What have you been up to these days? Did I see you working on your software again, improving more things, or with the T1, was it? Draco says MOSFET. Yeah. Bring micro and see the first one he pees on. You want Loki for the peeing, to be honest. Loki is horrendous for it. He's just out of control as usual. Breaking up? I don't... Yep. Should be back. Alright, you people suck. Okay, I'm just gonna put it bluntly out. I am actually gonna go for the MOSFET. That would be my personal guess. Let's see if we can do it without melting the fuse. These fuses do have a tendency to give up. Sound should be good now. I think we should be back to being okay. It looks like we had a tremendously bad drop of, tremendously bad network drop there. Anyway, here we go. I'm taking the MOSFET. Might just shield up my Wi-Fi connector there. Unlikely to melt it, but I really don't feel like doing a Wi-Fi module and backlight at the same time. Hey there, JCT. Some exceedingly fat looking pads there. Alright, we need a donor. Gee, actually, yeah, 1466 donor. Or something similar. Oh, that was a bit of a panic. Thought I didn't have a donor on hand. Hey, Tony W. Good on you, John. Killing my network for no good reason. Good on you, Paul. Good on you, mate. Getting into Rossman zone there. Okay, let it cool off. Wait for the network to crash. Yeah, just did another big fat crash. Let's see how we go. Probably should have measured things afterwards, but instead of measuring, let's just empirically test. And the keyboard backlight flex on this is about to drop dead. There's no real point in me plugging it in, actually. It's just more out of habit, because obviously you need to reconnect it if you're reassembling someone's machine. Yada yada. Crossflex. Don't need that noise. Bloody Turnbull, yeah indeed. What a jerk. Ruined Australia's future for a generation. Honestly, that's borderline treason, really, what they did to the country. Yay, we got a win. We got a proper back. Okay, so it was the MOSFET. There we go. Win for us. Not very often we have to break out the old multimeter and start using our brain cells trying to work out what's wrong. But that's it, solved that one. I'm kind of happy we did fix this one up because it's a 1.8 gigahertz, 8 gigabyte board, so it is a good board. It was just in a really crappy situation with all the horrible roach poop. So that'll have to go back into the ultrasonic cleaner. I'll just hit it again just to be really sure that all that roach poop is gone. It's terrible. Alright, next up I've got to quickly get a iPad. You know, I've got to be careful with my wording here when I say I quickly got to get an iPad done. Because we know that, you taunt the universe and the universe goes, alrighty, I'm here for the party with my bells on. So supposedly this is a battery. Let's cook it up. Yeah, creature. Could be the cats. I know, Miles, it was terrible. Everything should be just assumed. Okay, so battery. I was supposed to have this done earlier today, but again, like I said, I went out, did yard work, and completely passed out. Like I said, it was because I had the pizza, and that sudden carb load just knocks you out. It probably didn't hurt to replace that controller either. There we go. Internet sucks. Toby, quick question. Pro 2012 special character keyboard input. Is there a keyboard defect? Special characters in the keyboard input. I guess the question is, do you have another chassis to try? Yeah, it's a tough one. I actually don't really know about that one. I know, Stephen, it was a freaking disaster. And I mean, the fear campaign and the bullshit, and they're like, there's no point putting fiber in because there's this new wireless technology that's going to, and it's like, no matter what technology you use with wireless, new protocols or whatever, the direct cable is always going to be magnitudes faster because you can use, if you have to, you use the same protocol to encode the data. And oh my god, yeah. But yeah, that's like 30-40 years of progress in this country lost because of that. It was one of the few topics in politics that pretty much made me cry when they start. And to be fair, I blame Labour as much as Liberals in this one because they didn't even defend it half the time. Stephen Conroy was pretty much a mole for the Liberal Party as far as I'm concerned. He didn't defend. And then, of course, what didn't hold is that they were bandying out the bloody family-friendly firewall bullshit. And it was just like, why did you bring that policy out? It was, yeah, you're trying to appease the Christians or something, I don't know, but they killed it. As much as Liberals put the fear in everybody, the Labour camp killed it themselves anyway, so, anyway. So we've got VDSL here, and it works most of the time pretty good, except like now. I'd say it's an upstream issue in Townsville, probably. Yeah. Anyway, like I said, it was definitely something that made me pretty much cry because I knew it was like, that's it. I will probably never get now the pleasure of being able to do work on a fiber network. I mean, maybe if I get like $10,000 or something, I can just pay for them to rip it out and put fiber in. But we've got the green wart for the block up there, and I don't think they're going to do that even for me. So it was just stupid. And I mean, it cost them 40 billion anyway. The only people that were happy about this was little midget Mexican, whatever his name was, at Trusso. What was his name at Telstra? I mean, what did he do? He ended up getting paid for the copper 3 times over or something like that. And we paid for it originally. It was our copper. Yeah. Shut up, Gecko. Mr. Daniels is in a cranky pants mood now. Who brought up the topic? Alright, so this iPad has actually never been opened. This is an original, so I'm pretty much going to have to try and do this without using alcohol. And you can do it, just takes a little while. The reason why I don't want to use alcohol is because it's really difficult to do these when you're drunk. But also, it changes the glue. And when the glue changes, you can't get the stick back down properly. The upside is, because it's not broken, I can actually slice through pretty quick. Not too quick. You get to around this section, you've got to change your style because you've got the Wi-Fi pads just in here. And you just sort of slice it in like that. You do still need to clean this though, so that you get the gum off. You're not trying to put the alcohol into there, you're just trying to get the gum that's collecting off your blade. So you don't have another housing. Ah, okay. If it's sort of operational, it's probably a bad keyboard. At least with those ones, the keyboard is in with screws, even though it is like 100 screws or whatever, but at least it is screws. Nah, nearly fell for it. You get into the habit of dealing with broken screens and you're just in the habit of dipping the blade every time. Okay, have to warm this up again. And you're always fighting the limit of the glass. You're kind of like, are you going to break now? Because obviously it's under a lot of stress. And then you just push it a little bit too far and it's like, yeah, and then snaps. And you're like, well, looks like they get a free digitizer too. Sky Mesh, not Skynet. We don't want Skynet out here. We want Sky Mesh. We could do it, yeah, we can get it, but the latency is a little bit. I guess I don't play games, so it's not really an issue, but I'm fine enough with what I've got for now. For now is the big thing, isn't it? Ooh, that's getting spicy. Fortunately, creature, the node here isn't that far away, and the cable itself is comparatively fresh. I think it's only about 15 years old now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use a bit of alcohol here, unfortunately. It's just too damn risky to not. And of course, you hope like hell you don't damage the flex, the touch button flex, home button flex. Okay, success. Close enough. Of course, this is only the first step of many. Miles, I tend to agree with you. I mean, I suppose Qantas is a little bit of a difficult one. Australian Post is another. But yeah, they're all rather complicit in terms of just getting fat off the Australian taxpayer. And I kind of wish the Commonwealth Bank had never been sold either. Commonwealth Bank and Telstra Telecom back then being sold off really hasn't served Australia's best interests, it seems. I mean, I don't know, maybe there's more to it, maybe it really has, but you've got to look at it from a different perspective as opposed, well, I don't mean from the shareholders' perspective or the board members' perspective. They'll obviously tell you it's good for them. Alright, you're being a reluctant little SOB. I hate it when this goo under here is just a little bit too good. go. Fortunately these ones don't shave so well, but they're pretty good as spacers. Okay, so this is the Wi-Fi model. Or I should say the non-mobile model. Whereas the one I worked on the other day was the 3G, 4G model. And it had a short in it that was stopping the battery from being charging. And unfortunately it wasn't anywhere down here where you could pop that shield off. Instead it was up in this section here where there's a soldered down shield. And I end up having to break that shield away. Very unpleasant doing that. I do not like doing that. Didn't have a choice. Nice big fat shorted cap though on it. Alright. Oh yeah, you can see, can you see that rippling on the battery? See how the surface is not uniform, it's all like moonscape. Yeah, that's definitely going to be on the way out. I've got a window that I can throw things out of. Get out of here. Yeah, that should disconnect the battery. Can't believe how bad the internet is tonight. What distance are we talking? What are you talking about with the connection? I think it's about 200 meters, 250 meters. Hey Mo, what is it, buddy? Oh, really? Is it too late? I know, I'm not supposed to be working this late, but customer jobs. What do you want me to do? Mo. Ugh. Milo, why are you distracting me just as I'm dealing with a volatile package? So where's the way you're out there in the field defusing a bomb and you get a call from your mum asking you how to set up the internet. I'm just gonna go deal with the young fella. What is it, buddy? What are you doing up there? Hey? You wanna come down? Alright, come on then. Yeah, come on. Come on. You can do it. Yes, you can. It's not that high. Come on. You gonna come down? Oh, you're the one that jumped up there. Hey? What, you wanna jump down? Mom. You wanna jump down? Come on. Come on. You can do it. Do I not? I'm not giving you the confidence tomorrow. No. What are you? I'll go get you a chair. Ah, grass. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. There might be a bug in OBS actually regarding that. I have noticed in the past that if there's a stream upload issue, although it could actually be YouTube's fault in this case, but if there's a problem with the streaming quality, as in the internet connection, then OBS or YouTube just seems to lose track of sound. Because, yeah, there was a problem where my battery ran out, but then I put a new pack in and everything's good, and it's just, oh Mo, buddy, you got to give me a couple of minutes or else I'm never going to finish this. My God, it's my life all over. It's like you're trying to get stuff done and there's always some kind of thing going on that has to take you away from what you're trying to do. And the fun thing is that what you're trying to do would make their lives better. Yeah, it's part of them getting food, shelter, all that sort of stuff, but no. Instead, you're constantly distracted, and then people 20 years younger are like, why don't you just do better or something? Yeah, why don't you just do this? Why don't you do that? It's like, I'm just going to punch you in the face and see how you react. There are things in life where that just come along over time, and they slowly eat away your ability to exercise your options. You just don't have options sometimes. It's just the way it is. Yeah, having to stop. It's just maddening, and you can see and feel your productivity just wicking away. Like I look at these people out there on the various repair channels and all this sort of stuff, and then they're discovering things, inventing things. Oh yeah, they're doing all sorts of stuff that I used to do. But now, I'm lucky to get a freaking iPad finished in the entire evening. It's not healthy, it's not good, and I'm trying very hard, very, very hard to knock out these big fires, as it were. But it's hard. Physically hard, mentally hard, financially hard. But yeah, you don't really have a lot of choice. It's that or don't, and then if you don't, well, that's definitely the end of everything. So yeah, it's fun. Yeah, so you little piece of yellow crap. And the worst thing is, if something goes wrong, like right now, say if Mo, I don't know, say if Mo hurt himself coming off the air conditioner, then you start going, oh, if only I had just taken the time to do this, and if I hadn't been so focused on work and all that sort of stuff. But the reality is that if you weren't so focused on work, then things would probably be a hell of a lot worse. But society makes us very guilty for trying to work hard and hoping that other things will understand. It's a tough balance, yeah, and I know there's a lot of people out there who understand that. Yeah, life is a big game of whack-a-mole. Like, I've just done the fencing at the back there, and with all the blocks and things like that, and already there's a whole bunch of other projects I've still desperately got to get done. And summer is coming, and when summer comes, it's very hard to get anything done. You basically have an hour and a half in the morning and an hour in the evening where you can get stuff done. Outside of that, yeah. Okay, I'm just trying to heat this up because I've got to put the clamps on it. Yeah, life is a game of whack-a-mole, and it's tough. Like I said, you got to make judgment calls, and you get judgment calls wrong sometimes, and then yeah, it's a bit of a pendulum swing, I suppose, as well. Then you start focusing too much on one side, and then the other side suffers, and yeah, it's yeah. But like I said, what other choice do you have? You don't. Your housemate thinks his self-worth is based on how productive he is. He's on holiday and keeps doing stuff. I guess it's a case, maybe you get to a threshold point, and that's the problem. I just haven't got to that threshold point. I mean, I used to, like 25 years ago, I was fine. But it's easy when you're young and single. Well, I shouldn't say it's easy. I should say it's easier. But then you start adding responsibilities in your life and having to think and care about other things other than yourself. And it becomes tricky. Okay. Alright, that's nice and toasty hot. I must have had these on a thinner iPad before because they're all requiring a few turns to open them up more. So normally I just slip them straight off the iPad, so yeah, whatever the previous one was thinner. Probably a 9th gen or something like that. Just realised we didn't even check to see if the power was going. And that charge port feels a little bit iffy. Alright. Just making sure I don't display the customer's information or whatever. Hence the iPad is off screen. It's taking a little while to boot. We do know it does boot because we did see the charge rate pick up before. Yeah, okay. So all good and safe. Yep, touch works. Home button works. Brilliant. Alright. I am out of here. I'm going to go and now deal with Milo, and I don't have any malt left, and I don't have any ice cream, which is probably a good thing. I shouldn't have too much ice cream. And I've already had a strawberry smoothie tonight, so if there is one vice that I have, I do love my sugar. I mean, I'm not like a person who eats a bag of lollies every day or anything like that, but I definitely have a constant hankering for give me sugar, give me sugar. Oh well. Anyway, thank you all for watching. We got lucky, fixed up the 1466. This looks like it should be okay. I'll find out in the morning. Yeah, I like to give it a full charge and then discharge it, see how it goes. And I'll see you all on the next stream, whenever that might be. Until then, you'll take care. I'll catch you later.